the opportunity. This is the big one. They've met 3 times previously in the playoffs, but this is the one for the major. This is for the one for the double point, and this is the one for the extra prize pool. Game 1 underway, and we're going to start off with BDS on the offense.
I know, I can't believe, Shogun, that Wavepunk managed to swing the desk. Everybody was ready to pick BDS as their picks to win this, and Wavepunk storytelling has got everybody on Vitality's frame. But you got to remember, BDS, yes, they were nervous to beat a team that they're supposed to beat. Now they're right back to playing against their rivals. This is what their calmest doing. I'm sure that we're going to see a more consistent performance from them already. Extra, going to test them, and that's 1-0.
There were arguments to be made either side about who would feel better coming into this. Vitality, according to Mal, happy with the fact that they got to just chill out. You know, they've been just destroying teams all day. But BDS, they are on form now. They have seen out the storm from Galaxy Racers. And here we go, 1-0 up here in game 1. Best of 7. It's a long way to go here. Fairy Peak just over the top. You know, there's a lot of questions still from BDS regarding how well they will perform when the pressure is truly on. We've seen just how good they can do in the regionals. The major adds that little bit of extra pressure. We also saw that, you know, we'll never really have an answer to how they do on LAN for the longest time. But this will go a bit of the way of telling us how they can deal with those sort of situations. Right now, they've got to take on 2 of the most consistent players in the world, the staples of the Rocket League esports scene, and Alpha, who has just taken over the scene, more or less, the European MVP. And he has been devastating every single season, every single tournament he's been a part of. Marked by 8, has got extra up in support. Doesn't go for the first time challenge, instead they try to pinch it.
You know, absolutely. Alpha has been unreal today. And he's had to be all season. Such an incredible player for Vitality. We always knew Alpha could do this. Ever since he's burst onto the scene, there's just been something special about what that guy can do. And, you know, what a perfect third for Fairy and K-Dop he's turned out to be. But, you know, I think when we're talking about breakout performances from this season, what about Marked by 8 and Extra? Those guys have absolutely elevated their game to levels that I did not possibly think would happen this soon. You know, especially Marked by 8. What a turnaround he's had. What an elevation. Looking to even look like you belong in this lobby is saying something. To look like you are dominating it, that's another thing entirely.
Oh, good pitch over the top. They will look to try and get the full clip, but Marked by 8, yes, his story has been fantastic. And it wasn't a gradual increase for him. It just seemed like out of nowhere, he suddenly seemed to increase in level. He was part of so many rival series seasons where we would always see Monkey Moon, you know, topping goals per game, topping scores per game. But Mark was sort of middle grounding it on the most part, and then suddenly season 9 hits, and everything changes from him. Vitality want to change the scoreline. K-Dop just going to see if he can find the chance. It's a very heavy first touch for him, but they believe he's got territory. Game 1 might just break the momentum that BDS have got coming into this, if Vitality can turn this around.
You know, seeing what happened to BDS in that semi-final, it makes sense that Vitality would, why not just test them? Let's send a couple of power shots at the backboard. Let's send a couple of power shots on target even. Because we saw, you know, a little bit of inconsistent play coming out from BDS in that semi. However, like I said at the start of this game, I don't think that's going to carry over. I think that now that they're back into a matchup that they probably consider themselves even, maybe slightly favored, definitely not heavily favored. That really does take the pressure off, even though the fact that it's a grand final, for the most points that we've had all season, the most money that we've had all season in a single game, yeah, that's going to elevate the pressure a little bit, but I think that might come later. For now, BDS are looking like they're back in a good rhythm.
Drop down. Shot comes in late from K-Dop. He's put it up high. Alpha was demoed, so he can't move in for a follow-up shot. Right now, Vitality still trailing. Monkey Moon crashed into one of his teammates, but so far Vitality struggling to find that one play that's really going to test this defense on Team BDS. It has been a pretty solid showing so far. Oh. And that is on target, Marked by 8. We'll get rid. Fairy Peak. Couldn't find that second touch. And that was the first real scare for BDS. Now demo. Fairy Peak. He's got a major opportunity. He shoots and it's put over the top. Marked by 8. Outstanding defensive reflexes.
What a save. Fairy Peak had the goal of the week last weekend. And he was going for it again there. Another redirect. This time, it wasn't a soft one. He absolutely blasted the ball. Mark by 8 managed to catch it. Now Monkey Moon is a bit flat-wheeled there. He's managed to turn around and catch up to this. Well, Vitality continuing to just go for the boomers. They're trying to slam the ball on target and hope that BDS, fail to react to it or just let it right through. Flip reset for Alpha. He's not got the flick, but I think everybody at BDS thought it was coming. Now Fairy Peak goes to the center ball. Well shot down by X-Ray. He's got support from Monkey Moon, and Alpha's going to get one more chance.
Alpha for K-Dop. They've got Fairy Peak on the far right-hand side. They've aimed for him. He will be challenged. Good speed, though. Extra flies past it, but he forces the ball up high. They cannot afford to have this touch the floor. And I think they forgot about the fact that Monkey Moon doesn't have to play it towards them. Instead, he can guide that ball down to the ground. 1-0, Team BDS.
Huge play there at the end by BDS, showing a lot of composure. I think this is a sign for Vitality that they might need to switch things up a little bit, because when you historically, or at least this season, when you play against BDS at 1,000,000 miles an hour, when you take them on in that mechanical battle, that's what they do best. Now, Vitality, they've got some high IQ players on their lineup. They've got experience on their lineup. They know how to adapt in a series, and now I think is the time to do it. We saw quite clearly from that whole game that none of the nerves and none of the inconsistencies from that semi-final have been brought into the grand final with BDS. So yeah, probably right now is a moment where Gibbs and Leaf think, should have seen it coming. Should have stuck to our guns. Wavepunk has sold us a terrible strategy, but Wavepunk's going to be having a good laugh with it, even though for the moment they're all wrong. But hey, Vitality, like I said, they know how to adapt, and I think we're going to see some adaptation from them now.
Yeah, I don't feel like it was a bad idea just to test the waters, see whether or not BDS would crack under the pressure.
Yeah.
But we also know that, as we saw from the end of that game, they have that second level, and they have that third in the form of Alpha. If they want to just go for the, here's Alpha with boost, here's Alpha with ball, here's ball in your net, more or less. And they can do that if Alpha wants to start slowing down the play. There's going to be something that BDS haven't been tested with all too often, is how they deal with those slow plays. K-Dop has got rid of one. Alpha won't be challenged for the longest time. Double commit. And that is a monster clear. Means no follow-up for Renault Vitality. BDS doing so well defensively this series.
Yeah, like you said, you saw two players going for that ball, but didn't really matter. They got it all the way from one end of the field to the other. Oh, that open, not quite. Fairy Peak is going to scramble in the way of it. And gets another touch as well. Marked by 8. Testing them again and again, able to get the ball past these Vitality players. You have to be so quick against these against these guys. They're always getting an extra touch on the ball. They're always able to recover so quickly. It's almost like you're playing against 4 players when you play BDS.
You see BDS putting so much pressure on right now. Mount made mention of it, that they knew this was coming, but you can't do anything about it. They are just that quick, although K-Dop making almost a mission of his own to take out players on that rotation. Here comes the follow-up shot. Monkey Moon off the post. And the follow-up shot again from Extra. I do like that. Putting the extra pressure on means that the retaliation cannot come all that quickly. Alpha low boost. Just couldn't quite find a way past Monkey Moon. Just get the feeling that these games can explode into life at any moment. Not as many risks being taken by other side. Monkey Moon wants a flip reset. He didn't quite get it, but if he did, the angle was there for him.
Yeah, that was terrifying. All the Vitality fans watching just were hoping that he did not have that reset, because like you said, he was lined up pretty nicely for it. And Fairy Peak off the post. Such well dealt with. So well dealt with by Mark by 8, though. Look at that. Just perfect composure. And so calm in the face of a position that usually is causing panic to any defender who finds themselves in it. Like we were talking about last game, BDS, whenever they play Vitality, they just look comfortable. They don't look too bothered. I think the fact that Vitality are such legends of the game, and the fact that this is such an anticipated matchup, I think that actually they feed off that kind of pressure.
Alpha, he has managed to get 2 out of this play, but Fairy Peak needs a second touch on a play like that one. Otherwise, all of BDS can just get themselves straight back. Alpha again. What a ceiling setup for himself. Ideas right now are coming out for Renault Vitality, but the execution, not quite there.
Yeah.
They are reaching deep into that bag of tricks, but, not a test yet.
Yeah, that wasn't what Alpha wanted. He would love to redirect that onto the backboard and then continue flying in for a double touch, but he just clipped it in the slight wrong direction, sent it into the ceiling. Still, though, Vitality in a tie game position, and they've got pressure on BDS. BDS actually don't have a goalkeeper at the moment, so the back post is wide open. But Vitality are going to just keep on barreling forward still, just waiting for that mistake. You know, I think Alpha has been trying to do what you said earlier, though, just get more involved defensively, and Barry and K-Dop are quite happy to back him up as he does that.
K-Dop again. Won't be too fancy with the way he wants to transition. As direct as possible, and you still can't tend to stop him. Very Peak now up. Has he got anyone in the midfield to work with? Good block. Extra can just take over. And this has been a more tense affair, I think many people were expecting. 1 goal scored, coming up on 9 minutes of gameplay. BDS showing a different side of them. Just how formidable they can be, not only mechanically, but mentally. They are not rushing this. It's another clear. Monkey Moon holds midfield. And BDS will slowly look to starve out. As long as that one booming clear cannot happen for Renault Vitality, they'll continue to hook across. Monkey Moon, top corner, and it's in! They waited, and then Monkey Moon strikes!
Oh, K-Dop just did not get any touch on the ball, and poor Alpha and Fairy, they saw the reset, and they knew there was nothing that they could do. Monkey Moon in off the top corner. Oh dear, K-Dop just... he needed to ball chase there. He had to get some kind of contact on it, because if you give Monkey Moon a reset in that position, you're just asking to get scored on.
Now 30 seconds left. Renault Vitality, you got to find something, otherwise it's half the job done for Team BDS. Fairy Peak doesn't have the boost. I don't think he still has, marked by 8. Doesn't find the angle, but he won't be too worried about that right now. His team is up and they are winning. Time running out. Renault Vitality finally gets to see the blue side of the field. Alpha with Fairy Peak coming support. It's a clear by marked by 8. Follow-up from Monkey Moon. All the work in the world to do for K-Dop. And he can't do it. 2-0, Team BDS. They are rolling in this grand finals.
Absolutely. It's just non-stop, and these guys have hardly put a foot wrong. We've seen maybe a double commit here. We've seen a whiff there, but none of it has been all that impactful.
Johnny, that double commit actually helped them. That's the most ridiculous thing. They double commit and the ball just went, all right, bye. I'll see you later.
Well, the thing is, when you recover as quickly as BDS do, and this is something that Extra brought up in his interview earlier, which I think is extremely interesting. He actually wanted to go against something that Fairy Peak said in an interview earlier this week. Fairy Peak, he thinks that the style that BDS play with is inherently risky, and as soon as one mistake happens, it's likely to fall apart like a house of cards. But Extra disagrees. He thinks, well, when you recover as fast as we do, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, mistakes happen, but that just makes them even more unpredictable. And yeah, they are absolutely pushing the boundaries in terms of speed, mechanical ability, and what you can do with ball control when you play at that speed. Check out Monkey Moon, landing a reset, giving Vitality no time to react. I mean, it's very tough to beat, and I'm starting to believe Extra more and more, because the recoveries are, for now, they're absolutely holding all the mistakes together.
And even when Vitality try and change up the pace, it is being read every single time. When BDS change the pace, they get a goal like Monkey Moon just did. Over off the back, Alpha looks to set up, but he needed to palm that one straight down to K-Dop. And if it's not direct, if it's not as quick as the play can possibly be, BDS will be there for that.
Yeah, BDS, it just feels like they're more likely to connect with those special plays that, like we saw from Monkey Moon in the last game. We mentioned Alpha went for a few, but none of them were even close to threatening the BDS goal. There was always at least somebody ready to get in the way of him. So even now, when Vitality are trying to get Alpha up front more often, when they're saying, okay, Alpha, you can just do whatever you want, we'll cover you, they're still having less of an impact. Alpha's still not having as much of an impact as the BDS players, who are just playing full rotation. They're all taking turns, being the guy who's going for the big play.
Fairy Peak wants a block, but BDS just delay the challenge every single time. They wait for you to get that first touch and take the ball clean away from you afterwards. This gets to the point where it becomes from a talking point to a major issue for Renault Vitality. They've still not scored. Monkey Moon did not have it, but he's extra.
What?
Has the block.
Wow, once again, just like last game, if Monkey Moon had that reset, he was set up so perfectly to slam that ball on target, and I don't know if Vitality were ready for it. but he didn't have the reset. There's no way that he had it and decided to fake that ball. It must have just barely missed on the landing. One of his wheels probably missed it by a pixel because you've got to land all 4 wheels on the ball if you're going to get your foot back.
Every time I've gone onto Fairy Peak's camera so far, he's trying to play, but he's on like 20 boost every single time. 2 players now gone. Good recovery from K-Dop. Still looking to disrupt the rotation with bumps and demos, but the results have been clear so far, and the results have been lacking. Fairy Peak. Missed flick from him into mark by 8. Shot was off target. K-Dop wants to be short. Extra moves in, and Extra has got it.
You just cannot keep these guys out forever. You need to score at some point against BDS. If you don't, they will. Extra fakes the shot. Look at the follow through there. Absolutely no delay. He's air rolled through the first touch to make sure that his car takes no recoil and he can just go straight for the rebound before Fairy Peak is ready for it. And it's plain as day. BDS are just faster. They're just slightly better mechanically. Vitality are trying their best, but they just can't keep up with the brilliant BDS.
The pass from Fairy Peak to look for. Renault Vitality. Yeah, it feels like they are supposed to be in another level compared to Top Blokes and to Vodafone Giants, but this is looking for BDS exactly what they did to those teams, and that was dismantle them. In comes Mark Bayer. He's not missing that one. BDS, outstanding performance so far. Renault Vitality, if they are to have a chance in this, they have got to figure this out, and they've got to figure it out soon.
That's just a nightmare scenario for Fairy Peak. The demo at the near post put him on the complete opposite side of the explosion from where the ball was. He had to just dive into the explosion and hope that he made contact with the ball because he knew a shot was coming in. What he didn't know is that there was actually a pass. And, you know, it happens. The demo was perfect. It didn't just remove a player from the game. It also provided a smoke screen to prevent Fairy Peak from seeing what he's supposed to be doing in the play. BDS pressure is just mounting. It's building. And Vitality have been completely unable to stop it.
K-Dop with Alpha. They've got to get this, and Alpha misses it. Pass just not quite able to connect. And BDS, with every passing minute, grow more and more confident. Alpha with a bouncing shot. Just no venom on this right now for Renault Vitality. No. Toothless attack after toothless attack. Extra. Lays it out to Monkey Moon. Over off the backboard. Fairy Peak won't be able to reach it. Alpha can. Game's not done just yet, but Renault Vitality have got to find that first goal soon.
They've got to find boost, Shogun. They can't find a boost pad. Anywhere they go, it's just all taken. I mean, that's what happens when you play against BDS, and poor Fairy Peak, he just spawned and he's getting bumped out of the way. But there you go. Oh, he fights fire with fire. You bumped me off spawn. I'm going to go for your goalkeeper. Fairy Peak, from one end of the field to the other, takes Extra out of the game. K-Dop puts it in the open net.
And with 45 seconds left, maybe a lifeline for Renault Vitality. They've got to try and mount some sort of a comeback here. Otherwise, they need 4 games in a row. A reverse sweep of the dominant Team BDS. Here comes the shot. Maffei can't keep it out. And we've got ourselves a real game.
What a response from K-Dop. You asked for it. Look at that pass by Fairy. How did he get that much power on the ball? It was just barely moving past him, and suddenly he kicks it up onto the backboard. That is a comeback.
Now, the real fight begins. I've got a shout here from Stacks as well. Oh, wait a second. Marked by 8. Well, now look to transition. It was 37 minutes and 32 seconds in-game since BDS had conceded.
Oh, wow.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, that is truly astonishing. When you consider how fast-paced and chaotic Rocket League is, though they might be scoring one now, actually double commit from Vitality. It's, I think, a good one as well. I'm going to call that a necessary double commit. Just somebody get the ball clear was probably the comm, except it's more likely in French, and I'm not sure how to say that. But now a chance for Vitality to steal this one. 0-second play. They didn't get this thing to work out in game 1. Now it will be for the win rather than for the tie.
Extra. Can't quite find a teammate. We go to overtime. And this is massive. Renault Vitality need to find this goal. Over to the wall. Alpha with his chance. BDS shutting it down every single time. Fairy Peak. The rebound that comes over to him. It's off the post.
Oh.
And there's nobody around to finish off the play. We continue on, but a great start for Renault Vitality.
Yeah, K-Dop, he had some boost, but if he went for that ball, he would need to use all of it. And he didn't want to commit that far as third man in the play. So, you know, I think that's fair enough. It was a really risky one to go for. You know, when you're having to invest all your boost just to get into the shooting position, you know you're gone. You're not recovering anytime soon. So K-Dop decides to play it safe here. Alpha off the crossbar. Now K-Dop, he's just not able to get around the ball with the angle shot. Marked by 8, playing for the 50-50. That's a really smart play in that position when you have no boost. It looks like BDS even know how to play the economical game as well. Mark with the demo, with the double touch. The BDS take game 3.
Mark by 8, with an analogy of his entire career this season, explodes onto the scene and gives his team a 3-game advantage. 4 match points for Team BDS to become regional champions and to become major champions on top of that.
Well, you know what? We started off today asking if BDS are the best team in online Rocket League right now. I stand by my answer, and I think you do too at this point, Shogun. Yes, they really do look like the best team in online Rocket League. This is just crazy. They even lose their 2-goal lead, and they still don't look bothered at all. They just get right back into action, and Vitality down 3-0 after sweeping their way into the final. Now they get to feel what it's like to be any of their opponents on the day. My goodness. BDS have somehow improved on an already unbelievable season.
Team BDS have taken their loss in the 3rd regional personally. They are not happy with the idea that this is still an argument between them and Renault Vitality. They thought they'd put it behind them. And now Renault Vitality, a sweep in the grand finals. Just imagine saying that at the start of the season.
Yeah.
BDS, we were expecting good things from them. They have outperformed even that. They've been outstanding.
Yeah, they're showing experience well beyond their years, well more than they should have. Oh, hold on. Alpha's actually dunked this on target extra. You want to be careful there, buddy. Alpha's always going to be looking for that extra touch on the ball at any cost. Yeah, BDS, to bounce back from that Regional 3 loss in such dominant fashion, it shows with the work that these guys are putting in. And I think that the work is really showing through now. These guys are grinding the game. They're putting in the hours, individually and together. And Vitality can't say the same, really. They are completely second best today. They have still got one more chance to prove that they can compete with BDS, but it has to be absolute perfection from here on out.
Not allowed to drop a game. K-Dop for Fairy Peak. Just doesn't seem like Vitality know what the follow-up, but Alpha knows what he wants. Can't hit the double tap, and whilst expectations might sound a bit high on this, but that's the sort of play Alpha should be hitting. Yeah,
usually we'd expect to see Alpha putting together, we're into game 4 now. You think, okay, on the Alpha insane plays counter, you got to be on at least 2 by now, but it's still just a big 0. He's been impactful. I think everybody on Vitality's played at a pretty reasonable level. Clearly they're performing well today, sweeping their way into the final, but BDS are just on another level, and Vitality need to step up. They need to start making their plays happen. They need to just start either dealing with the BDS pressure more effectively or completely turning the game around on its head and bringing the game permanently to the blue half.
Pop up, but Fairy Peak realizes he hasn't got a teammate to follow it up for him. Extra on the other hand, he will be the teammate to follow this one up. Drops down, Fairy Peak can't pre-flip into the ball. Back to that tense gameplay that we were at not too long ago. Fairy Peak with K-Dop around. They're just looking for a mistake right now from Team BDS, a team that is not forthcoming.
Ooh.
Fairy Peak did have him covered.
Yeah, thank goodness for that, because Alpha was nowhere near that one. But that's really the playstyle that Vitality are going for right now. Alpha press up a little bit more aggressively. Fairy Peak and K-Dop are trying to hold everything together in defense. And this is a formula that has worked time and time again for Vitality, so you can't really blame them for going for this. And it's just today, Alpha has been completely neutralized by this BDS lineup, who continues to impress more and more with every passing minute. With that said, this is easily the best game territorially for Vitality. They get to see what the blue half of the field looks like without binoculars, unlike the previous 3 games.
Now they need to try and make something of that, though. Monkey Moon just tries to find the challenge. That could be the goal that takes it. Marked by Ace, sees an opportunity, and he's never going to let that one go crying.
Just clinical. Clinical by Mark. K-Dop left that for the goalkeeper, and it either wasn't communicated fast enough or it wasn't responded to, because clearly goalie wasn't ready as early as Mark was. You know, compare this to the follow-up timing that Vitality have on their center balls. There's definitely an obvious increase, but that's a lot better. K-Dop, once again, the goal scorer for Vitality. He equalizes just like he did in Game 3.
K-Dop, with his shooting accuracy, always a sure bet in these sort of positions. Levers it just below the crossbar, and it's so crucial that Renault Vitality turned that rally as quickly as they did, because we've seen BDS and how good they are at maintaining leads. Do not give it away for free. And we've seen teams, you know, struggle to even get the ball into the BDS side of the field when they're looking for these final goals in the last 30 seconds. Getting it this quick. Resets the field quite well. Alpha. Wow. Drop for Fairy Peak, who... Fairy Peak just wants to get rid of that as quickly as he can. Alpha already up. Doesn't make good contact. Fairy Peak wants to keep that pressure going. It's time for the pace right now from Renault Vitality. Monkey Moon up. Will it be a double tap? Oh wow, almost landed on it.
Yeah, Vitality had bodies in the way, but none of them made contact. That was pretty scary, but for once, BDS were expecting Vitality to clear that ball, so no one was there to follow up on the center, which did arrive effectively. This one has also. Monkey Moon opts for the backboard, but Mark is still rotating. He needs to take the scenic route to that rebound. Monkey Moon with another knock past Fairy Peak. Vitality starting to get beaten to the ball again. That is exactly what's been happening every other game that's been before this in the series. They need to make sure it doesn't happen now.
Fairy Peak can't get enough on this. He's got to try and work well. Just hasn't got the pace to get there on time. Alpha will follow up. Here comes K-Dop. He's been their savior so far, but it was not a good shot. Alpha gets one more opportunity. Monkey Moon was colliding with his teammate. Renault Vitality looking for their chance, and they simply cannot take it. Are we going to overtime? Yes, we are. One goal separates BDS from the major championship.
Wow, for a moment there, Monkey Moon actually landed on top of Mark by 8, so there was 2 BDS players out of the game, but Vitality couldn't get a shot on net while that was happening. Once again, the recoveries of BDS arrive just in time. But Vitality, easily their best game yet. They have been equaling BDS for pressure. And I think that is the first time this series that we've seen that.
Extra. Doesn't get a good challenge against K-Dop. Huge demo as well. Massive opportunity for Renault Vitality, but there's no Fairy Peak to be seen. Don't know if he was demoed in the background or just no boost. Well,
yeah,
I feel like that is just part of Fairy Peak's playstyle now, if he likes it or not.
Yeah, it's probably one of the attributes he'd like to have people forget about. Oh, great save. Alpha might have actually confused K-Dop with that one. I'm not sure how he managed to pull that off. Still having his touch for so long now. Fairy Peak, 1v1 to Monkey. What a challenge by Monkey Moon. He's come away with possession as well. That is massive. Not only to shut down Fairy Peak in a 1v1, but to take the ball from him.
Monkey Moon looks to see if there's a mistake from K-Dop. He had to find some way to angle that aerial to make sure he didn't hit with the crossbar. Fairy Peak against Monkey Moon. Monkey Moon backs down. He read it well. Renault Vitality getting better here. They're slowly finding their way, but is it too little, too late? Off the backboard. Follow-up shot and a huge save. Alpha keeps us going, but marked by 8. He's taking his time, brings in extra. Alpha will clear one more time. It's now chase for Alpha. He's taking on everybody right now. Follow-up, and it's off the backboard. K-Dop will be by himself, and he times his challenge so well. It might actually duck down in time, and Monkey Moon over to the wall.
You know, Monkey Moon pre-jumped that rebound, and it wasn't even a late pre-jump. He was up so early for that, long before the pass came in. And I think you said it well just moments ago. Monkey Moon reads it. You know, that's been the story of this game. Monkey Moon reading everything. Apparently before, well before it happens, that would have been easily the best goal that we've seen all weekend. you know, without what Monkey's playing, he could go better.
I need to check if Monkey Moon is just clairvoyant. At this point, it really would not surprise me if he is. It's going to be in field, nobody around for Renault Vitality. Need to be that little bit braver because these chances are not being fully set up by full-out planned plays off the backboard. And again, it's extra first. Renault Vitality, I don't know if they just can't find the rotation timing or if they just don't have any boost. Either way, they're getting the ball to settle in good spots. Here comes the shot, and it's off the crossbar. Renault Vitality looking for their lifeline. Booming clear to Mark by A off the backboard. Should be covered from K-Dop, and it is. 3 minutes of overtime played. And Vitality still hanging on to their tournament lives.
Yeah, some moments for Vitality to actually strike the ball off their own passes. Another one coming in here, but Alpha has to go around the defense who are right up in his face. And there's no denying, BDS have been connecting their passes together in that final third more effectively than Vitality have today. The synergy's lacking for the EU legends. They've still got an opportunity to take a game here. Extra with the backboard covered. Monkey Moon had the net once again. Everything blocked and secure. But will they keep K-Dop out? No, they won't. K-Dop just can't stop scoring.
K-Dop was the one player with the most questions on him on this Renault Vitality team. I think everyone forgot when it is a big occasion, he always steps up to the plate. And that was needed. Renault Vitality stay in the matchup. 3 more times, though, they've got to do it. If it's as difficult as that every single time, I'd be a bit tired.
Definitely. Well, you know, K-Dop's had a huge performance offensively. He is just hitting the target. He is hitting the target hard, and that is keeping BDS from having any chance to save these shots, no matter how organized their defense is, no matter how fast they recover and get back into position. If K-Dop shoots the ball with that amount of power into the top shelf of your goal, not really a lot you could do about it. History is pretty clear on that fact. But we're still waiting for Alpha to show up in offense. He actually had a really good defensive showing there, making, 4 saves for Vitality. And, perhaps this was an adaptation that Vitality have made. We can't be sure until we hear from them post-match or in a post-event interview. But yeah, that was more of a full rotation type of gameplay rather than Alpha ball chasing and Fairy and K-Dop playing behind him.
I think there has to come a point where you just realize that it's not working, and it's not like they don't have follow-up options, and they are already down. A sucker punch after Renault Vitality looks to be getting going again.
Yeah, it was just one of those moments where both K-Dop and Fairy Peak were back and in the net, and K-Dop thought that Fairy had that bottom left corner covered. Fairy Peak didn't quite have enough momentum though, so again, the communication not quite coming together for Vitality. With K-Dop covering the back post like he was, Fairy Peak could have advanced just a little bit more and entirely covered that. But with the speed that BDS connect these passes and shots together, you can't really blame Vitality too much. That's so far in the forced error category that you can't even see the unforced error margins. K-Dop with a good save there. He had to scramble for it. Now Alpha will take over. Unable to get the ball past an Extra who is very quick to it, but the whole team's gone. BDS, well, they're, in some way they're on the same page there, but not in the right book.
Too much synergy, if anything. Trying to add a little bit of synchronized gymnastics to their gameplay. K-Dop can't quite. Oh, he's managed to recover. Extra for Mark. Huge credit to Mark so far this series. I don't think it'll be possible to over-compliment him when it comes to his offensive play. Playing the mark every single time, as it is now back to the midfield. Fairy Peak looks to trap it. He's on 2 boost. That is pretty much the maximum he has been allowed. Talk about how good these players are in the air, how mechanically gifted players like Fairy Peak and Alpha are. Can't do it when they're on nothing. Monkey Moon might give them no chance, but Alpha again steps up to the plate defensively. A huge second save. Now they need to keep out a third. And Fairy Peak recovers to the backboard. Renault Vitality still down by 1, but they needed to keep that out.
Yeah, big plays from Alpha in defense once again. He is just as good in defense as he is offensively. It's just that we don't often get to see him defend because Vitality attack constantly in 99% of their matchups. This is the only one where that's not the case. And Vitality relying on Alpha in a different way than we're used to seeing.
Here is Alpha.
Oh,
He gets it!
okay.
And I thought from that position that the defender might have it. Alpha just makes it a little too tricky.
Yeah, that's what we've been waiting for, Shogun. Immediately pounces on it. And that was a bit of a careless touch by Monkey Moon, no denying it. He didn't want the ball to chip that far off the back wall, probably aiming for a position that won't be immediately strikeable. But Alpha, from the position that we ended up in, yeah, he can hit that ball pretty hard on target without wasting any time. So mission not accomplished by Monkey Moon with this soft clear.
Back to 1-1 again. Same as last game. Kadoff flicks again, just too early, but it's another bump. They are finding the target with these bump plays so far. I have no idea what is going on. All right, there we go. Alpha.
It was another one. Fairy got bumped as well. So he just landed beside the ball and thought, is somebody going to come and take this? Because I don't want it. Oh, it's going to be right into Kadoff again. Well, Fairy Peak, he wanted that one. And it is the goal scorer, showing up every single time that Vitality need him late in the series. And it's certain that they do have more than a lifeline now.
What a read as well from Kadoff. Dunks that ball in. A lead now for Renault Vitality. And a lead that they have to hold on to. Hug it tight, boys, because you need to keep this for 2 more minutes. Maybe add to it. Follow up from Fairy Peak, but Monkey Moon scrambles it away. Team BDS will keep on firing. They will keep on prodding for that one mistake, but they might have to do it even quicker. Here comes Alpha. And Mark by 8, very aware of the danger. Looks to take it by himself, and Kadoff just waits for it.
Another confident play from Vitality in offense. That's what we wanted to see from them. That's what you love to see from them, that 3-man offense. Just like last game, we're not seeing Alpha just try and make solo plays. The full team is showing up, and they're starting to trust each other to make these passes into the middle. No more late arrivals, and that's a great piece of coverage there. Difficult knock-on, and with how fast BDS attacked that position, Vitality knew, okay, we have to pop this as early as possible, and you've got to get it to safety as well. Alpha beats 2 to the ball down the line. It's going to be Monkey Moons to play with, but pretty tricky to control that. Look at him inviting the 50-50. He wants Vitality to overcommit.
Kadoff will leave it for Alpha. Flip resets, a heavy first touch. Looks for the pitch shot.
Wow.
Alpha might finally have the wheels turning. And if they did look for a style change, I think relying on him less is allowing him to prioritize the chances he is getting more. Here we go yet again. Alpha, another flip reset. He's got to force the challenge afterwards, though. He's either going to need to beat the player, which is not working, or he's got to get a challenge to allow Kadoff or Fairy to move in.
Yeah, I love that. You know, it's quite simple, really. You can make the comms extremely efficient for switching between these strategies. You just say Alpha ball chase, okay, Alpha rotate, and that's really all it is. It's like a toggle, and they've toggled them into rotation mode right now, and it seems to be working. Just 20 seconds left for BDS.
The moment they signed him, they found a brand new option setting in the game. Didn't know what it did, and then they saw that Alpha was playing differently whenever they started clicking on it. Here comes Monkey Moon. Maybe the last chance here for BDS. Clipped on his way to hit the ball. Alpha will power the ball. Might be even a setup for a second goal here. Extra good catch. Alpha can get to him either. Monkey Moon wants the ball on, but Kadoff, no nonsense. Half the reverse sweep complete. And Renault Vitality have got the blood flowing. 3-2 now.
You know, you can always trust Kadoff these days to get the ball onto the ground. When it reaches 0 seconds and Vitality or whatever team he's on have a lead. You know, he didn't used to be very sure about these kind of plays, but then some wise man just told him, Kadoff, on 0 seconds when you're winning, the entire ground is the goal. And then it clicked for Kadoff. He thinks, oh, I can do this. Like shooting at the goal. Yeah, that is exactly my thing. So as soon as you see him playing up for that, you're like, yeah, BDS chance, it's over. Kadoff's just gonna score another goal, isn't he? He's even scoring when he's not scoring, is what I'm saying. That's the TLDR version.
Yes, 0 seconds is basically a very large game of drop shots. Except you get the whole field. You do whatever you want with it. So, over to Neo Tokyo. Renault Vitality can get this. We head to Champions Field. It's BDS, tournament over. And they secure their spot as the team to beat in the region. Extra. Maybe likes Monkey Moon to move in, but BDS not willing to take that risk. Now the pass to Mark. Oh, it's the first time that he scuffed a shot.
Yeah, that was a weak one and off target. And like you said, it was just all about that contact. He didn't catch the ball cleanly, and Vitality will take plenty more of those. They're asking, Mark, have you got any more of those weak shots? Just send them our way. we've had plenty boomers and lasers already this series. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Vitality, and mentally as well. This is really impressive to bounce back against a team who have been their kryptonite this season, and to come back from a 3-game deficit, but they've got to do it all over again as Extra hits the top corner.
I feel like we've seen this one so far. Extra puts BDS up by 1. Renault Vitality got to now go on the hunt. They've got to find that goal. Plenty of time to do it, though. 4 minutes and 4 seconds remaining. Huge demo off the kickoff. Alpha, he doesn't win the challenge, however, and it's now a scramble back. And Mark by 8 couldn't win it clean enough to put in that second goal. Now K-Dop, he's got no support, really, so plays for territory. Alpha, who does he have around? He's got himself. That's all he needs. Into the midfield, and Monkey Moon was not looking too great with his positioning. Renault Vitality, and for all we can say about them, they don't want to send that third ever. That third is planted in the midfield.
You know, one great aspect of this series is these little slow-motion aerial battles between Fairy Peak and Monkey Moon. I think that's the 3rd time that they've both just been floating on either side of the ball, waiting for the other to move out of the way. K-Dop escapes the demo and makes a save at the same time. Vitality are having to play this game so intelligently while keeping the mechanics in check. BDS still lead, and this has been a bit of a failure territorially compared to the last game. Now K-Dop finds Alpha in the final third. Oh, that is a beauty. What a pass. K-Dop's been scoring all day, but look at the outplay and the assist. Alpha finally putting 2 and 2 together in offense.
And there's such a short pass as well. There is no time for Alpha to set up. He's just got to jump and hope that the pass was good enough and that he can get it on target. Any slight margin in difference of pass there from K-Dop, and that play does not work. And Alpha probably has to pop it up to try and go for a follow-up air dribble. Renault Vitality making a habit of this. It's a habit that's worked out for them so far in their hunt for the reverse sweep. K-Dop. Past 1. Alpha up again. It's a drop down. Here comes Fairy Peak. The third man rotation in. And finally, we saw Renault Vitality go for it. It didn't work. K-Dop tries to escape demos. And it's become a sort of game where we've got one eye on what's happening on the ball and another eye to see who's trying to currently attack the third man.
Yeah, you've got to be a spider to see everything that's happening in this game. Monkey Man actually just challenged the ball midair, got a reset on it, just so he could challenge it again, blocking 2 shots with 1 jump. What a player. This is turning out to be an incredible match as well. All the neutral spectators were thinking we wanted more from this when it was one-sided, but Vitality, as always, they show up. 2 minutes remaining. BDS still in the hunt for that championship point. Vitality want to send us into a Game 7.
K-Dop did not get the 100 boost. He tried to path for it to see if it would come up as he went over the top. No such luck. Monkey Moon only as far as Alpha. Good recovery, flip reset.
Wow.
Here's Fairy Peak, puts it to the left-hand side. Monkey Moon managed to catch that. K-Dop might have been in trouble. Series is on a knife edge right now, Johnny. Looking to see who can break it. To K-Dop! Oh my goodness, Mark by 8. Huge save. We stay at 1-1.
It was a save. You know, it's just such an impressive performance from both teams. Vitality are having to dodge demos everywhere they go, but there have not been many demos this game. So Vitality's evasion stats are maxed right now. BDS are really, really going for it, though. That is their main strategy for this game. Every single time that they have an option to demo or stay upfield a little bit longer and go for these cheeky angles in the Vitality blind spots, they are going for it. Vitality's awareness absolutely holding it together.
Oh, K-Dop went up late. His extra!
Oh!
And with 50 seconds left, Extra might have just secured the major for BDS.
Both K-Dop and Alpha had plenty boost in that position, but they didn't have any momentum. The timing of the arrival for BDS was too much to keep up with. 50 seconds for Vitality now.
K-Dop, he's won the challenge. Monkey Moon might not have the boost, but Alpha did have the angle. Fairy Peak tried to make something for it. K-Dop takes a first-time shot. And just off target. K-Dop wants to see if there's going to be a mistake. Marked by 8 does not oblige. Here's Alpha, 23 boost, but he's got a ceiling. Goes low. And Monkey Moon will keep it out. It was a flurry of offense that took 20 seconds off the clock for Renault Vitality, and they're still on the prowl. Off the backboard one more time, marked by 8, looks to follow, and that's a huge sigh of the relief for Team BDS.
Yeah, BDS are going to be happy Fairy Peak pulled out the offensive fakes because the shots looked more scary. Final few seconds for Vitality. They just want to keep this alive. They just want to keep it away from BDS, but Extra's got his hands on the ball. It's back to Alpha. That was the last bounce that they've got to play with. Into the middle, but away from Monkey Moon. And BDS take it. Vitality fought back bravely, but it just was not enough.
And there will be no more argument. Team BDS in playoffs 3. And it will be Renault Vitality 1. Team BDS are your European regional major champions. Try and make it 2. Shot wasn't quite on target anyway, and Rodiki dives on in. Devo beat by himself against Extra, looks for the backboard, double tap attempt, followed by Mark.
But Barca are really innovating defense at the moment, showing double commits can be effective. That's the crossbar from BDS, and another one marks up the double! Oh my goodness! Their third man positioning is quite well reserved, and it has to be. Oh, that's just bounced in. 1-1, Monkey Moon gets the credit.
Against BDS, and I wouldn't be too surprised if the next goal comes a lot quicker than the first one did. This could be it for Monkey Moon, bulldozing his way in.
Ball flanking follow-up, Monkey Moon sends the shot in. The defense kept grounded by the rest of the team, but only down by 1. Plenty of time to play. You can play in a 0-second time, but Extra gets the dunk on the goal line. That changes everything. Ju now out of his corner, trying to set up his teammates. Monkey Moon gets to the sky so quickly, marked by 8 with an excellent setup. Here comes Extra to get the first one in. Through this guy, kept it high, but lost control in Arju. We'll get it to Matane on the wall. Matane with a miss. Here's marked by 8. Is that the miss that secures it? Marked by